Hey, what's up, comic collectors? Welcome to another live show. I'm your host, Christopher, aka the Bronze Age Nerd, and we're live today. Let's see who we have in the chat. We've got Rick James in the chat holding it down, and Fight the Good Fight. We got a couple awesome people in the chat already. Thanks for coming into the show, everybody. So today's gonna be kind of a cool show. Real last minute. Decided to go live because I had a bit of an opportunity, and I haven't been live in a while. I like to get live every 1 or 2 weeks or so. More like every 2 weeks, really. And we got some more people joining in. We got Morpheus. What's up, dude? Funhouse, Samantha, VP, all the peeps in the house. What's up? Love to see all you people here. We will be doing our monthly channel member giveaway drawing for the month of July, and that is a drawing for people that were channel members during the month of July. They get entered to win a couple comic books. We're actually going to pick those out here in a minute as I look through some of my pickups from recent, last couple weeks or so. And also the previous channel member giveaway. I finally have their stuff going out to them tomorrow in the mail. So hopefully I can get this one out at the same time. So that's going to be pretty fun. We'll do that a little bit later in the show. We're going to go over some pickups. We're going to go over some SDCC news, MCU rumors, action figure news, that kind of stuff. Any questions, anything you guys want me to cover, feel free to throw it up in the chat and we will talk about it. No super chat prize giveaways. I don't want anybody to super chat thinking that there's going to be a super chat prize. However, they're always welcome. Of course, they help out the channel. If you do want to become a channel member during the show, you would be entered and eligible for August's giveaway. If you're a $2 a month member, you get entered to win the normal prizes. If you're a $10 a month member, you will get a chance to win an extra kind of cool prize. All right, so let's start talking about the news. Let me share my screen here. So, quick update while I'm doing that. It has been super hot where I'm at. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I'm in Washington State, and we're dealing. This is kind of the final day of a heat wave. I'm over it. I don't do well in the heat. Everything looks kind of dark right here because there's a blanket covering like a doorway to keep the AC from my portable air conditioner in my living room area. I have like my entire sliding glass door is covered. AC is not a common thing up here. So been very, very hot. And that has affected my ability to do things like auctions or to go live or to even record videos because it's not cooling down to below like 90 degrees in my house, in my bedrooms and stuff to like put my daughter down until about 10 o'clock at night. So very hot. I mean, very unfortunate. So sorry there hasn't been as much content. I did want to address that really fast. I know some people have been kind of, wondering where the content's at. It's definitely coming. Don't worry. I've got a lot of stuff saved up. Say hi to a couple other people here real fast. I think I already did talk about it. What do you want to chat about? Jacob Comics. So there's some rumors, Jacob, that it's related to some contract negotiations. Some of the stuff with the Fox acquisition and when they can do films related to those characters. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't had a chance to directly look into that. That is what I'm hearing. That would mean that we wouldn't see any live action X-Men until about 2025. They could start production, I guess. I don't know how much I believe that. And people are saying like, well, what about Professor X in Doctor Strange 2? Yeah, that was apparently like they can use that character, but they can't create a new film based on mutant characters. I don't know. Again, I'm not sure I believe that, but I need to look into that a little bit more. As far as no news, honestly, I'm kind of happy because I don't want to rush the X-Men. I have this feeling that no matter what happens, I'm not going to be happy with what they do with the X-Men. This is kind of my Marvel fanboy moment. If you watch me and you follow me, I'm pretty easygoing on the MCU stuff. I don't really dig into it too much and say it's terrible and kind of raise the pitchforks and all that. I might if X-Men sucks. That's where I'm going to be more likely to do that. I don't know how they're going to change things to get it to interact with the MCU. I hope they bring in like an existing X-Men universe, not the Fox stuff. I don't want the Fox stuff at all. I actually didn't like the Fox stuff. Hugh Jackman was good as Wolverine. He's way too fucking old to play Wolverine now. No more, please. I don't even want Patrick Stewart back as Professor X. He's too old. People seem to think Professor X needs to be really old. He doesn't. He wasn't super old in the comics. Just because he was bald didn't mean he was really old, especially not to start off with. My personal fan casting is Bryan Cranston, by the way. Anyways, the point is I want them to take their time. It's a great question. I wanted to address that. What's up, Comic Bookworm? Yeah, it's for up here, like hitting multiple days over 100. Last year we hit 115, which was absolutely hell. But that was only for like a day or two. What's up, buddy? And Rick James, hello. Bronzicles, love it. So yeah, let me share the screen. I do have an unfortunate bit of news to talk about right up front. So unfortunately, we did lose Nichelle Nichols, obviously, stalwart in the Star Trek community, somebody who represented a lot of important things for African Americans, and part of the first interracial kiss on TV. That should definitely not be understated. Plus, her character was awesome because even though she was a black actress on TV, that was never important. That was never the only thing that mattered about her character. And Star Trek definitely had some good diversity for its time, especially. And I think that's important to note. And also, she's just an awesome person. If I've watched a lot of convention panels and interviews and stuff over the years, and I've always really respected what she had to offer. It's just sad. I mean, again, this is somebody who lived a pretty full life, so I'm appreciative of that. But at the same time, this is terrible, and it's also just a lot of people we've lost recently. It's starting to kind of really add up. We lost more people even recently. I mean, we're not a sports channel, but we lost an NBA legend as well. We lost a comic creator recently. We've lost a lot of people, and I think like everybody, I'm kind of getting sick of it. But it is just a terrible loss, and rest in peace, Nichelle Nichols. So just wanted to talk about that real fast. So let's dive into some of this news. Hang on, I gotta adjust some things here because I don't want everything to look all crazy widescreen all the time. Hey Rob, what's up? Yeah, it's I'm old enough that I grew up watching the original series before The Next Generation, and all those, there's been a lot of drama that's come out about Star Trek over the years, most of it about William Shatner, but all those people, they just mean a lot. Like I grew up on Saturday mornings. I think it was Saturday mornings, like after cartoon time or whatever, they would be in syndication. I grew up out in the country. I didn't have cable. I had, like 5 channels that came over the air on an antenna. And Nichelle Nichols and George Takei and I'm so blanking on his name right now. Chekhov. Bester from Babylon 5. Why can I not remember? Walter Koenig. Leonard Nimoy, of course, who we lost, unfortunately. DeForest Kelly, everybody from that cast, and including William Shatner. I mean, those were people that they were adventurers to me. They were like my Saturday morning cereal, like the cereal series, right? So it's just really sad, and I can't. Yeah, I can't deal with too many more losses like this. Hopefully we get some more good news to balance out all the bad news. There you go. Hey, Rick James, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. Bringing in the $10 super chat there, super sticker. I appreciate that very much. I think she was a lot of people's first TV crush. Jacob follows up on the X-Men. I'm scared and excited to see what they do. God, and here's the thing is, I mentioned the fan casting thing a little bit. Every fan casting I see just terrifies me. I don't want to see most of these fan castings come true. But hey, whatever. Oh, you met her at a con, man. Well, I'm glad you got a chance to meet her. That's the other thing I was going to say about that is, as we lose some of our heroes, some of the stars that we care about, especially in nerd culture, primarily, I remember I put off meeting Stan Lee. I was like, oh, there'll be another convention, or oh, I can go see him. And obviously he passed away, and I lost that chance. I made sure to go buy a Stan Lee signed comic book shortly after that, because that was one of the things I wanted to do, is I wanted to have a comic book that Stan Lee wrote. And I especially wanted to have an X-Men comic book that Stan Lee wrote, signed by him. At the time, I didn't really realize how common Stan Lee's signature. Like, I knew he signed a lot. He signed a ton. So, and he would sign everything, obviously. Didn't really matter to him. And then there's some funny stories I know about that. But the point is, those kinds of heroes you have, and, we've lost some heroes in the comic creation community recently. Definitely go out and meet him if you have any kind of, inklings or worries about that. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy. Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, what's up, One Shot? How you doing? All right, so let's move on to some other news. I think I lost a window here. Okay, let's share this. So the way StreamYard has you stop and share Chrome tabs is really annoying. I have to kill one and then bring up the other one. Let's add this to the stream. Okay, so the other thing, this is, I think, the biggest news out of SDCC, and probably what a lot of people expected when they heard that Marvel Studios was going to be in Hall H, is future Marvel news, right? This article comes from CNET, like to try to tribute the sources. The Nichols story was from the New York Times. So this kind of goes over the announcements that we had for Phase 5 and beyond. And we also know now that this era of phases is the multiverse saga, which got a name that makes sense. In case you haven't heard, I'll just scroll through this really fast. There's a list that recaps them all at the end I want to get to. Blade, Ironheart, new Captain America film, New World Order, Daredevil Born Again, which we'll talk about separately, actually. Fantastic Four, of course, capping off, was it Phase 6, I believe? And then there's a list here at the bottom I wanted to get to. Oh, yeah, so those are the 3 Phase 6 films. Fantastic Four in 2024, Kang Dynasty, Avengers film in 2025, and another Avengers film, Secret Wars, in 2025. I know this led to a lot of speculation. So we are hoping to get more insight into these projects here, and it looks like D23 is going to be pretty revealing this year. Yeah, they were the Trek conventions were definitely more popular. Oh yeah, Secret Wars is for sure. So these are some of the other projects we have coming out, and as I look at these, I think I share a lot of people's opinions that I've been disappointed so far with the current phase of MCU stuff. I haven't hated it. I enjoyed Moon Knight maybe a little bit more than most people, and I love No Way Home. I was let down by Multiverse of Madness. I still haven't seen Love and Thunder. I just am probably going to wait till streaming at this point. I actually thought Miss Marvel was pretty good. I thought it kind of meandered a little bit in the middle, but I liked it. Ant-Man, I like the first Ant-Man quite a bit. I did not like the second Ant-Man. I'm curious to see where they go. I almost think it doesn't matter, but Marvel has this weird problem with number 2 movies. they're kind of like, you know, Valve software, can't count to 3, no Half-Life 3, no Portal 3. MCU seems to have a really hard time with number 2 movies. Ant-Man 2 wasn't that great. Thor: The Dark World, which is Thor 2, wasn't that great. I enjoyed Iron Man 2 a lot more than most people, but a lot of people did not enjoy Iron Man 2. Avengers: Age of Ultron, which is Avengers 2, not a lot of people liked. What is it? Far From Home? That was, there was Homecoming, Far From Home, and then No Way Home. I didn't like Far From Home that much. I think a lot of people are pretty let down by that movie. I haven't seen it. Again, I'm excited for it. I love Ragnarok. I want to watch it. You know, I probably have tempered my expectations, which maybe will help me enjoy it more. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, another movie that I think had some fun sequences and some fun stuff in there, but it wasn't as good of a movie. It is kind of interesting. The exception, I will say, is Captain America 2 was fantastic. Winter Soldier was really good. It's probably one of my favorite movies. So Secret Invasion, which I think that's going to be a big deal. I'm excited for Secret Invasion. Possibly the most on this. Well, not the most, but I'm very high up there. Guardians 3, I'm really nervous about. Echo, hopefully it's better than her performance in Hawkeye would lead us to believe, because I did not enjoy that much, but I'm open-minded. I'm not going to hate on things. Loki season 1 was amazing. I really wonder if they're going to be able to pull that off for season 2. Ironheart is not a character that I care much about or am familiar with. That's just me. I don't know. Your mileage may vary. Blade, I am super excited about. That's probably my favorite one on this list for a movie, just based off what we know now. Thunderbolts has a chance to be there, but we don't know much yet. And, kind of bearing the lead there. Thunderbolts. Captain America, New World Order could be interesting. I enjoyed Sam Wilson as Captain America. I have also heard that, Joseph. We don't know, but I've heard that. I've heard that Bradley Cooper doesn't want to continue doing the role. And I left out Agatha. That should be interesting. They changed the name, Coven of Chaos, and I think I was on. I don't think. Did we talk about that on Drunken Chat, or did I hear it somewhere else? I can't remember. Somebody mentioned. Oh, sorry, I bumped the mic there. Somebody mentioned that the change to the Chaos probably implies that we're going to get Wanda in that show somehow, or at least Chaos magic, right? That'd be interesting. What was Cold-Blooded? What was Cold-Blooded? What did I do? Timeless Book, Kang movie. The Timeless Miss Minutes? Or are you talking about the Timeless series? Kevin Feige himself said there's a ton more coming at D23. Or he said there's a ton more coming soon, which I think we can safely imply is D23. What is up, Captain Electric? Ron Wright in the house. I just don't have much familiarity with the character. If I read the books, maybe I would love her. I just don't have much familiarity with her. I read a lot of the infamous Iron Man stuff, and I enjoyed that a lot. But obviously, you can't really do Doom without. You can't do Doom without. Doom is Iron Man without Doom, right? Sorry, I'm getting a message. I need to check. Interesting. So apologize for that. So yeah, it's kind of the slate of announcements we have. There's one specifically I want to talk about here, so let's get that on the screen. I'm still curious, what was Cold-Blooded? Let me know. And that is we did get a new She-Hulk trailer. I am very much not in the camp that hates She-Hulk. Even the CGI, I don't mind that much, especially for a TV show. I'm okay with it. Not that anybody really needs to know that, but that's how I feel about it. I think it's fine. And yeah, so that's how I feel about She-Hulk. I'm excited for the show. I think it could suck for sure. I could see that happening, but I'm excited. But we did get the look at Daredevil showing up in this must be a slowed down still because that happened pretty fast. The red and yellow costume. We have Daredevil returning, and not only that, we have Daredevil returning in a new show, Born Again, which will be, from what I understand, a continuation of the Netflix show, which is one of my favorite adaptations ever. I love Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I don't know the actor's name, but I love the guy that plays Foggy. Great casting. And I forgot the actress's name, but Karen. Oh, I can't believe I can't remember her name. I loved her in True Blood too. She's really good in that role too. I'm excited for that. There's also been a lot of stuff about John Bernthal coming back as Punisher. We already know that Jessica Jones is returning, so a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good spec for Doom. I feel a little bit like you're probably too late on most of it. The exception being things like what you're mentioning, kind of tangential events that if they explore those events in the comic book, I think going after like a first Doom, probably a little not feasible for most people at this point. But it's interesting, and I'm just excited. This mostly is me geeking out. Deborah Ann Wool, thank you so much. I appreciate that. She was fantastic in both those shows I mentioned earlier. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited for most of the stuff. I think that, okay, real talk. People's real problem with the MCU right now is the cult of personality that develops around characters, in my opinion. And think about who we had in the original Thanos saga. We had Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man, who just nailed that role. We had Chris Evans as Captain America. He embodied that role. I actually would argue that, Thor is probably the third pillar of that, and he didn't hold it down quite as much, in my opinion, although he did great at times. There's moments, and it's not all him. Some of it's the storytelling, but still, I think that, they didn't know if they wanted to go Shakespearean with Thor, and then they wanted to go silly with Thor. I hated the whole fat Thor, bro Thor thing, personally. Anyways, the point is, people still care about these characters. They cared about Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. They liked Hawkeye quite a bit. When Mark Ruffalo came in as Hulk, everybody was excited about that after they saw his first, couple performances. There's a lot to be excited about, and a lot to enjoy about these characters. Then we got Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, and that was exciting too. The Guardians of the Galaxy, characters that most people never really cared about before, and we're all of a sudden we're really excited about them. And now we've kind of gotten to this point where it's like Oscar Isaac's a fantastic actor. I think he really sunk teeth into that role. Maybe the story wasn't the best, but he could really be great at it. But we have no announcement that he's coming back because he kind of said it's a one and done for him. We have these new characters that I don't know that people are really going to rally behind in the same way. Brie Larson, love the movies, hate the movies, however you want to feel about it. I think she's not really bringing a lot of weight to her character and the role yet. I would contend that the script of Captain Marvel 1 didn't do her any favors, because most of the movie she's not even her, right? She's, of course, sort of like this creation, and she kind of comes out of her shell at the end of the movie. So I kind of give her more of a pass than again, a lot of fans might. But I still think we're probably not going to see her bring a lot of weight to the character, to the MCU. And I feel like that's really what's going on. So, we have interesting portrayals going on with what we saw from the Illuminati in Doctor Strange 2. That's obviously not our MCU's Illuminati. They could be different if there is even a corollary. But it's very interesting stuff. I think that it's worth talking about. There's one more MCU project that we need to talk about. And let's bring that up real fast. So, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and play the trailers and all that stuff. And there's other things about Black Panther Wakanda Forever that are very important, including Namor, and our first look at Namor other than the leaks that came out before that. Small spoilers for Black Panther, probably, but I mean, this is an officially announced Lego set that you can see pictures of literally everywhere. So this is Shuri. I don't think I can really zoom in that well. Yeah, it doesn't scale very well. If you look at her armor, it's obviously like that Black Panther suit of armor style. And obviously this is, there's Namor right there. And I don't know if I don't think that's a Tuma, but maybe. An Atlantean. If you look at her armor here, you do see like this gold coloration. That is definitely kind of what you see along here. Now, obviously you see this purple highlighting, but we don't get to see this character from the front. And you do kind of have like her like forearm stunner kind of stuff going on here. So really good chance that this is Shuri, which means that a lot of people had theories about Shuri becoming Black Panther. That looks like it might become something that we see. A lot of people are talking about Killmonger coming back. Originally, I thought this looked a little bit like Killmonger because of the gold. And I think a detail a lot of people seem to have kind of missed or something in the trailer is there's sort of a mural. I was talking about this with Comic Tropes on Twitter, and he's saying like, what about Chadwick Boseman? What about Black Panther? Is he just not going to be in the film? Will he die? That kind of thing. And you see kind of like a mural that somebody's painted on a wall, and you have I'm blanking on every actor's name today. Apparently, you have the actress that plays the Queen. I think I can pull it, but it's just on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, she's saying, I've lost too much of my family. So I think we are going to lose Chadwick Boseman in the movie. I believe there was some stuff filmed that he filmed ahead of time. Maybe they'll be able to use that footage to kind of hopefully it's a terrible metaphor or analogy, but Princess Leia in Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, where they're able to kind of recreate some of her footage. Hopefully we can get some kind of end for that character that's fitting. I would imagine some sort of like a sacrificial type scene where he sacrifices himself to save somebody, probably. I had the most question marks for this movie because obviously it's such an important thing for the MCU, and Wakanda is very important. And man, that first movie kicked ass. We have to get more, but the actor passed away, and I don't know about recasting him. I know there's people that say that's terrible, and there's people that think that that's the right thing to do. To me, it's like you need to have T'Challa in a way, but we did have T'Challa, and if we can move on from that and still tell good stories, I guess that's all we really need, right? No, the Lego set is not out. Angela Bassett. I knew it started with an A. I was just trying to pull it. Thank you. The Lego set is not out. As far as I know, it should be coming. It'll come out before the movie comes out, though. So Phase 5 and 6 is going to bring a lot of introduction to new characters, Ghost Rider, Ironheart, etc. Plus reintroduction to older characters, reimagining of past characters, War Machine and Captain Marvel. Yeah, it is going to be interesting. I think what a lot of people forget is a lot of the past stuff that we got with kind of the middle of that first Thanos Infinity Saga wasn't that good. There were parts of it where it was okay because it was still fresh and original, but we needed time to develop. And I think maybe the big problem, kind of where I was going earlier, is the character development. We really need, if Kang is the big bad. By the way, I think he's kind of a red herring MacGuffin kind of character. I think he's going to play a very important role, obviously, but I think we are going to get somebody like Galactus coming along, either before or at the very end of Fantastic Four. We're probably going to have like maybe a Mephisto-like character kind of step out from the shadows. It's been manipulating things, somebody like that. Doom, Doom could easily be behind it. Seen reports of Michael B. Jordan there in an ancestral plane talking to Shuri. That'd be cool. Well, but if you introduce so many characters right now, all at once, and you bring in all the X-Men, like you kind of need to let this stuff, it needs some time to grow. Part of the magic of the MCU was getting a new character, waiting till the next movie, seeing how they're used in that movie. You meet him in the first movie. Think about Black Panther in Civil War. You kind of meet him in Civil War, and then you get a full introduction to him in Black Panther 1. That kind of thing. Just Gambit and Rogue. I'm guessing you're a little partial to those characters. By the way, I would love for Rogue to be the first mutant introduced in the MCU. And I would love for her to take Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, Captain Marvel's powers, much like we saw in the comic books. Different setup for that probably, but I think that would be badass. It will probably be someone who can fight someone man-sized. So the cast, yeah, that's why I think Doctor Doom makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so hey, Decor, you're somebody who knows about this kind of stuff too. Do you know much about the? I read some rumors that the MCU can't do solo films or mutant themed films until like 2025. Do you know anything about that? I need to do a little more research on that before I go speaking about it. But anyways, dude. Talk about a good Cyclops. Oh my God. It's the most important character. Look, I'd love to see Rogue be the first character introduced because I think that'd be a cool way because we already have Captain Marvel. It would set up, this is how important mutants are. She stripped Captain Marvel of her powers. I would like to see Wolverine not introduced until after we get. It doesn't have to be the complete original team of X-Men, but I do think it definitely needs to be Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Beast. You could play around a little bit with Iceman and Angel, I think, and be okay. Maybe get Storm in there earlier. Maybe get Nightcrawler in there earlier. Maybe just add those two characters. I'm fine with that. But I want that core team to be hitting on all cylinders. And I would like to have, I don't really necessarily need to see Krakoa play out like it did in Giant Size X-Men, and that's how we get into X-Men. I don't need to see that exactly. That'd be cool. It'd be great. Don't get me wrong. But I want to see Wolverine come along, in a Hulk film. That would be cool. Later on, and then introduce the X-Men. Hey, what's up, Barbarian Kung Fu? How you doing? So yeah, that's those are my dream things for the MCU. Sunfire would be sweet. That was a big problem. Captain Marvel too strong. Will be okay with Rogue stealing her powers. Yeah, it would be cool. And then a lot of people are pretty down on Brie Larson. I don't think she did a great job. Again, I think she could do better. but it wouldn't completely eliminate her character or anything like that. Like, she could come back. Okay, so I want to move on to some, talk about MCU for a ton. I think we kind of talked about all that stuff. I'm a big G.I. Joe fan. I cover some G.I. Joe Classified stuff. I want to talk about this briefly. We got some news about G.I. Joe Classified. I'm going to shout out Toy Habits here. I'm not familiar with this site, but they did a great job listing all the images. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. The faster we get to Claremont era X-Men, the happier I am. So I love the original concepts, but boy, a lot of that stuff was pretty stiff by today's standards. So if we get to the Claremont era stuff, I'm happy. So SDCC, we saw a lot of news come out for the G.I. Joe Classified series. People got to see a live look at the HasLab Hiss tank, which is now beyond fully funded, all tiers unlocked. But we got the Serpentor and his chariot revealed. That's pretty cool. Read this real fast. Yeah, it's because any of the mutants that were previously played in any Fox X-Men films, your Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, etc., are contracted, tied to playing those roles. That's what I've heard too. There's actually a great video I found about what makes certain people likable, and it's not even necessarily whether or not they're good people or any of that kind of thing. It's how they react to certain things in life, interviews and all that kind of stuff. I think it's from Charisma on Command, and it does a good job talking about Brie Larson's likability. And I think that ties into things. And again, I don't want to hate on her. I think she's fine for that role. I do think the writing was pretty bad, and I don't really like how they used her character in Infinity War / Endgame. But yeah. I don't know if there's a double entendre in there or not. What's up, Starset? Welcome to the show. So we are getting Serpentor and his air chariot. It looks great. It's nice to get another small scale vehicle in the 6-inch classified line. We also are getting I don't remember if he shows the Trouble Bubble, but there's Trouble Bubbles. That's going to be great. There's a couple of pictures of Serpentor. I don't think I really love Serpentor's look here that much, but still, it's pretty cool. Like even on the box art, the head fins or whatever you call it on the cowl of the Cobra's hood doesn't really line up right, but whatever. Crimson Guard retro carded figures, Snake Eyes Commando retro carded. But this is what I'm really excited about, because we've seen these characters just in different packaging. I love Crimson Guard, are my favorite Cobra bad guys, besides Baroness, of course. Snake Eyes, I've got the Timber and Snake Eyes version of that character, so that's kind of cool. But Shipwreck, finally, we're getting Shipwreck. That is probably my most requested original figure. I'd love to see the paint apps on it. I can't wait for that. He does come with a hair piece that we've seen as well. Torpedo, that's really cool. We're getting a big nautical theme, kind of some of the Navy guys in there. Rock and Roll. Don't know how I feel about the Rock and Roll helmet, but he does come with a hair piece as well that you remove it and he has hair on underneath. And Copperhead, classic villain. There's a picture of me when I'm 3 years old playing with a shark and a water moccasin with Copperhead in it. So I've been a fan for a while. Some more shots of Serpentor and the chariot there. That's cool. Let's see if there's anything else in here that's kind of worth talking about. So we are getting the Cobra Flight Pod or Trouble Bubble. There's the vintage one. There's the retail release, and then we're seeing the retro card back. You see Rock and Roll's hair there a little bit, and that's pretty small for you guys. There's some customs. Shipwreck with his hairpiece. Can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome. So just more exciting stuff for G.I. Joe the Classified series. And I'm a big G.I. Joe fan. I'm going to continue to support G.I. Joe content. I was just part of Cobra Convergence 6, working with Hooded Cobra Commander 788, who's probably the name these days in G.I. Joe retro figures and current G.I. Joe news. I love being a part of that. I'm going to continue working with the G.I. Joe Classified community. And part of the reason why is because they are they listen. They are respecting the classic collectors and giving us the figures that we want. I think that's awesome. So it's something I'm going to continue to be interested in. Any recasting or replacement of those characters is breach of contract till 2025. Even for Marvel Disney, they can always shell out the money to go with a big character like Wolverine for sure. Yes. But man, if we see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, if it's anything other than a cameo or like an Old Man Logan briefly comes into the MCU or something like that, I'm gonna throw up. I am tired of seeing old, tall Hugh Jackman. Give me short, furry, ageless Wolverine any day of the week. That said, Logan was a great movie. I enjoyed parts of the. I'm not just hating on it. I think we've seen too much of it. Yeah, the Deadpool movies were great. They are doing Deadpool. Deadpool 3 is confirmed. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse? Gojo indeed. Yojo, as we say around here, but well, that's cool. We're Hail Cobra, either way. I think I missed the Dazzler show. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Marvel can do a Deadpool movie because that was played by Ryan Reynolds, and they definitely don't want to recast. No, they absolutely can't. And the cool thing about Deadpool is he's a character that breaks the fourth wall. You can easily have him show up, and you can just be like one throwaway line about, you guys look different or whatever, and all of a sudden it doesn't matter, right? Like he's perfect. I think that's a fantastic way to do Deadpool. By the way, love that fourth wall break in the She-Hulk trailer that we saw. I think that's great. I was going to talk about Shazam: Fury of the Gods a little bit. I'll just kind of say that I'm not really excited about it. Is that controversial to say? The trailer didn't really do much for me. The new Storm Shadow is sick. I have the original Storm Shadow release, not the original, sorry, the Wave 8 release, and Spirit and the Cobra Officer are coming at some point from Big Bad Toy Store for me. We need to get off of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Like no one else can do it. Heath Ledger, it can be a great Wolverine, just needs a great story. Yeah. And the fan castings are really weird to see for Wolverine too. I trust Kevin Feige to nail these major characters, like they did with Robert Downey Jr., like they did with Chris Evans. Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, I think, is inspired. I know there's people that don't love that performance. I think it's great. So I think that's all fantastic. Let's go over some comic book pickups that I made recently. Talk about that real fast. Got this recently. ASM 332, which is the first Eric Larson interpretation of Venom with the tongue and the drool. So I picked that up. Thought that was really cool. That was a steal off of eBay. Think I'm going to make this. This will be the bonus book. If you are a $10 a month channel member and you win the drawing, you'll get this first failsafe Jimenez cover. So I think that's pretty cool. I'll set that up here. I'll set that aside. Another great deal I got. I had a Whitman reprint of this, but I'm a huge Battlestar Galactica fan, so I was happy to get this. Thought this was cool. I think that's the 1 in 25. Closet number 1. I got a really cool comic book here from Captain Electric, but I can't show it. YouTube would get mad at me. Just trying to go through everything I got recently. This was a booty cover of the week a little while ago. This is Sienkiewicz, Elektra. We'll give that its due. As a former booty cover of the week, I haven't shown it since I've gone live again recently. Yeah, the failsafe's sweet. Picked up first Spider-Punk. That's awesome. Here's a book I got from Starset recently. Love that Mark Brooks Phoenix. That's really cool. Oh, got some Grim foil. This is neat. I was the first person to buy from Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti on their Whatnot. So that's signed by Amanda and Jimmy. That's the Emerald City Comic Con Harley Quinn #1 with their COA on the back. I was the very first person to buy from them. I think that's really cool. Shout out to Two Brothers. I have a Hobbit #3 now from the original run there. I need a Hobbit #2. Picked that up on their Whatnot recently. So I know, Preston, you're not in here. Damn it, Preston. I don't think that was a variant cover. I think that was the A cover for the Marvel Knights. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But here he got mad at me. Preston got mad at me because I didn't have a booty cover of the week this week. Here it is. Here's your official booty cover of the week. This comes to us from our friends over at dangerouswaterscomics.com. Jungle Fantasy Fauna #3. Thanks for the hookup on that. Headless Hammerhead. That is your booty cover of the week. Oh yeah, from the same seller I got the Battlestar from, Lobo #1. It's a newsie. Got this clean copy of Machine Man #1. That was $4. I don't talk about prices very often, but damn, that was a good price. So here's one of the books I'll give away for this week's channel member giveaway. We got a Miss Meow Tyndall cover. That'll be one of the books. I posted this a little while ago on Instagram, but another newsstand Adams cover for New Mutants. White Queen, man. Gotta love it. This is mostly me looking for stuff for channel membership giveaways, guys. Star Wars. Let's see here. So I showed off. I'll just show this off real fast because people are curious about my X-Men run progress. Got all these from Dangerous Waters. They had a $1 sale, which, I mean, these were like $2 or $3 each. But I added some stuff to my run. One of the worst covers of the run right there, but still one I needed. This might be a future booty cover right there. So some good stuff there. Picked up a lot of ones I needed. All right, here's a couple other books we're going to give away. A couple of X-Men 12 variants. Like to give away Cyclops books. I think that's a good one to give away. So that's the Hellfire Gala, and then really nice Dakin cover. So those will be part of the monthly channel member giveaways. Shout out to Mighty Mel V for telling me about the White Adam stuff that happens. I mean, he told everybody in his chat at the time, and I got one of that cover. That's not the ratio, but it's the regular cover. You guys know I couldn't have resisted that one. let's see. Just looking for something else to give away here. Want to sweeten the deal for people. Let's do another booty cover. We Have Demons 3. We'll throw that one in there too. And again, if you're a $10 a month winner, I have an autographed comic here. I'll do it as a giveaway as well. Hey, the Russian porn bots showed up. Okay, so Hugh Jackman should still be Old Man Wolverine, Old Man Logan. And I know you corrected your comment here, but why do we need Old Man Logan? Let's wait till Hugh Jackman is an even older man and worry about that. We got, unless they do Days of the Future Past or something, we don't really need that for a long time. Sharlto Copley as well. I'm not familiar with that actor. I'll have to definitely check them out. Tristan Feige, yes, there'll be many bumps in the road. Yeah, I'm not worried too much about all that stuff. I think that he's done a really good job so far. I'm excited to see where it's going. Hey, yeah, shout out to the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description below. You know, we share comic book news, speculation news, booty covers, just talk about life stuff too, of course. It's a good place to hang out. I think we got like about 80 or so people in there right now. It's a really fun place to go hang out, talk about like new shows and new movies and stuff. Hey, got Popcorn Culture, which is a great channel. You should go follow them as well. If you're not familiar, Popcorn Culture is $1. So definitely go check him out. So you're a boobs man, eh? That's funny. I'm an equal appreciator of all of it for sure. It's just my thing is like in the TNA aspect, A always gets underappreciated, and so let's show it some appreciation, right? Hey, good evening from Dallas. Good evening from Washington. Glad to have you here. Yeah. Yeah, that must be, I summoned them apparently. So yeah, we've got, I think that's a pretty good assortment. If you're the super chat, or sorry, not the super chat, if you're the channel membership winner, which by the way, you can still join and be part of August's giveaway. I do this giveaway every month. We Have Demons number 3. I'm covering the best part. It's a booty cover. Get a couple copies of X-Men 12. I love the Cyclops cover. I like to give away, I ask people, what should I give away? Should I give away important keys? Should I give away stuff that I like? I can't really afford to give away keys every month. And a lot of people said give away like Cyclops books. So I have a few of these and wanted to share with them. That's an Inyuk Lee cover. By the way, he fixed this cover. When he first released the promo art, the hand was all tiny and wrong. And then we're going to give away another sexy book, The Miss Meow. If you are a $10 a month member, you'll get the first fail-safe cover. If you're the winner and you happen to be a $10 a month member. And plus, I will draw a autographed comic book for you. So a lot at stake if you're a $10 a month winner here. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, man. You do a great job in the community. And you're supportive of others in the community. We got over our differences that we had earlier on. So a lot of reasons, man, to be kind to you. And I'm glad having this community, man. Yeah, it looked interesting. Yeah, and I agree about Logan. Dollar could be Wolverine. I have a cringy picture of myself from my MySpace days where I like photoshopped or painted, like the paint program, painted on some claws on one of my hands. So maybe I'll share that on my Discord. That'd be cool. So I got to pull up a list of all my channel members real fast, and we'll do that drawing and we'll get out of here. I probably will have a whatnot tomorrow morning, early afternoon. I'm kind of trying to nail down the specific time, probably around 11 a.m. Pacific time or 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to follow my whatnot, my links is in the description below for that as well. I really recommend checking out the Discord too. And then I post about all this kind of stuff there as well if you're ever curious about that. And if you do join the channel as a channel member, again, it starts at $2 a month and gives you a chance to win some cool prizes. You get some extra emoji in chat, all that kind of fun stuff. So, okay. This is the one annoying thing. I wish I'd done this before. I gotta have to kind of type out all these names here, so bear with me. Can't even copy paste easily, which does annoy me. Like, look over my mic. It's really annoying. X11. Headless. With the Corgi. Comic Journey. Shout out to Comic Journey. Go give him a follow as well. He is a $10 a month member as well. As let's see who else we have. X11 Bravo. Go follow him. He's a great member of the veteran part of the community. And does some great stuff for veterans, as well as Headless Hammerhead, who again is the owner of Dangerous Waters Comics and more, where I got some of these wonderful comics from. Randall Tex. I feel like he's changed his name several times on me, and it's getting confusing. But they all have Tex in it, so it makes it easy. And last one, Johnny Boys Comics. So we'll give away some comics here in a second. Let me just pull up a randomizer. You should never use Lost Boys to defend Stranger Things is wrong. Well, look, what it comes down to is I disagree with the premise that parents never came to the rescue in 80s movies. And that's what we were talking about on our Discord. We were talking about Stranger Things. I think that there's a long history of parents having important roles in 80s films. And so to say that, the parents in Stranger Things shouldn't have a role, I don't agree with that. Personally, I think those characters add to the story, and they're also kind of like the B cast anyways, as far as, the A cast is the kids. So I'm okay with it. Personally, that's just me. Okay, I really don't want to make sure I forgot anybody, so I'm just going to compare this real fast. Make sure everybody's on here. Randall, Comic, Kilted, Headless, Bravo, Tomb, Jack, Collector P, Chester, He Who Remains, Buddy, Preston, and DC Irish. Fantastic. Let me share the screen here for everybody. This is real exciting stuff, I know. All right. But hey, I also respect your opinion, man. That's the beautiful thing about nerd culture. We disagree about a lot of stuff, but part of those disagreements and that conversation is what makes it fun. I know that's one of the fun things about comic books is talking about, like, well, this character's cool, this character sucks, or this character, it reminds me of this storyline, and I like that. Well, that storyline sucked. Having those back and forth is part of the fun. Okay, so I'm going to do a randomizer here. I'm going to randomize this list 3 times. The number that appears at the top of the list will be the winner after I'm done randomizing 3 times. There is 1, 2, and we're going to go for the winner here. Congratulations to the winner. Buddy McKinley is the winner of this month's channel membership giveaway. So, Buddy, I know you were in here earlier. Don't know if you're still in here, but you were not a $10 a month member, which is, I still very much appreciate it. So I'm going to send you some books. have your address, so that shouldn't be too hard. But you win those books. Again, the more channel memberships I have, the more I am going to give away cooler comic books and more comic books and that kind of stuff as time goes on. Right now, I'm kind of reserving that for the $10 a month members to get, like, you know, the keys and the signed comic books and that kind of stuff. I love to get to slabs at some point. You know, even shipping this stuff out costs me like $8, the price of the comic books. I have to make it, you know, I still have to have some profit from the channel memberships, because I use channel memberships for things like my Cover Price membership. I use it for my StreamYard membership, which is what I'm using right now. So that's what I use that for. Yeah, congratulations, buddy. Good to see the love in there for you. The last thing I'll talk about is Overstreet Access. So I'm going to do a follow-up video to Overstreet Access. So I talked about it a little bit, and I sort of copied the premise from the Bleeding Cool article of Key Collector versus Overstreet Access. And I did that just because it's a catchy headline. There is some comparisons to be made there, but I was contacted by the creator of the app, it's not even just an app, it's more of a website than an app, of Overstreet Access. And I had a fantastic hour-long conversation, Zoom call with them. Full disclosure, I have been gifted a gold membership to Overstreet Access, and I'm going to use that to test out the app. I was very clear when that offer was made. It was the very first thing I said was, that's not going to influence what I say about Overstreet Access. I'm going to let everybody know that I was given this. I'm going to accept it. Thank you for that. But I'm also going to be not afraid to criticize Overstreet Access. And that was understood. They were said that we wouldn't expect anything less. That's exactly what we wanted to hear too. And later on, that was even brought up, like, you know, I was relieved when you said that, is what the gentleman said. I don't know if I can really disclose his name yet or whatever. But anyways, the point is, had a very long conversation, very productive conversation. And I learned some stuff about Overstreet Access. It is not a competitor to Key Collector. It's not trying to be. They're not, you know, I was worried about editorial access, access, brain thing, editorial comments, editorial articles, like trying to influence spec. at least according to the creator of the program, that's the last thing they want to do. Sorry, I need to drink some water, not coffee. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. That is absolutely not what they want to do. They want to bring what Overstreet has always been, which is sort of like this steady guide, base values over time, setting trends, not reacting to one sale, price guide, combined with comic collection management. And there's some really cool tools involved with that. I got a tour of the features. It is not perfect. It is not polished, even, I will say, in a lot of ways. And I know there's a lot of work still being done on that front. In some ways, they had to launch a little early. I'm not going to speak too out of school here, but they were kind of forced to launch a little early. And there's very much here's the bare bones of the site. They wanted to get the site open and people using it to get feedback on how to improve it. Every single part of the site, actually, I should pull it up real fast. That's what I should do. Let me do that real fast. I've only added a couple books. So okay. So every part of the site has this feedback section. And I mean, like literally everywhere you go. And I will say I have some issues with some stuff that I will talk about with the developer. But like, let's say you go into your, let's say story arcs. Okay, well, you can look at, different story arcs that they have listed. It's a huge list. And I can go into feedback and I can say, oh, you're missing this story arc. Or I can say, this doesn't add intelligently to my collection. There's some really cool stuff here. And again, I will be covering this in more detail, but what I learned here is that this is definitely much more of a collection management with a proven pricing guide behind it. Now, whether or not you agree with Overstreet's pricing is different to everybody. Some people love it. Some people think it's inaccurate and outdated. It is going to be updated more often, which is cool. I will say that like they're adding different value levels than we've ever had in Overstreet before, above 9.2, which we haven't had before. They're adding a lot of cool stuff, and they're really planning on some cool things. And they have very much an attitude of, and I genuinely believe this, we don't want to launch it broken. We're, they launched the site in an unfinished capacity. As new features roll on, they want to add those things when they're complete and ready to go and not rush them out. So, and I definitely am excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to start using some more. I got to add some more stuff to the collection here to kind of look at it. But I like some of the pathfinding. Like if I go to this issue here, I can go to characters and cross with all these characters, and I can go to Spawn and I can go check out every issue that Spawn has ever appeared in. According to their database so far. I can they're working on adding variants. That isn't fully implemented yet. The contributors, I could go to Todd McFarlane. That's really cool. And let's say I want to add Spawn. I can add it directly to my collection. That's really slick. I can go through and add everything from the series to my collection. They also have gap lists, which are really cool. So a gap list is basically, you could say like, I have issues 1 through 20 and 100 through 150 of Spawn, and it'll add all those issues that you were missing to your list so you can look at it. The retailer integration thing, if retailers sign on for this, it's going to be really cool. So right now, you can add retailers to your list. There's going to be different integrations that they're going to be working on that sound super cool. I don't want to give away stuff that isn't ready yet. Some of the stuff they're talking about doing here, I'm excited about. It would make finding comic books that you're looking for very easy. So I'm excited about it. I don't want to speak out of school, but so when it comes to, I saw the question in chat, how much does it cost? So there's a free level, and that's $0. You can browse the database and metadata. At $3, you get pricing information and the editorial content. At $5, you get you can add issues to your want list, collection management for one collection of up to 5,000 issues, and ability to add preferred retailers. At $9, which is the level that I've been showing you, you get all that. The mobile app, they had some issues with that. They took it down. They're fixing it. It's going to come back up in a couple weeks. The mobile apps are something I'm very interested to see how those pan out. You also lose your limits. You don't have to worry about limits anymore, and you get up to 5 collections, which, like let's say your family has a separate collection than you, like your kids have a separate collection, or your spouse has a separate collection, or your best friend and you collect together, that kind of thing. That kind of gives you some options there. That's pretty funny. I've been playing around with Overstreet Access, and so far I reserve my opinion. Yeah, it's a weird thing because I there's a push and a pull here, because I think that they wanted to launch at a later date. I think a lot of features, by the time we get to Baltimore Comic-Con, I think you're going to see a lot of features roll out. That's kind of the timetable, it looks like. So I'm going to reserve my review of it, my final review of it or whatever, till around that time frame. But I'm excited about what they have to offer. Yeah, I think it should change some things for sure. I think it should bring some. It sucks right now. Well, I can't stress enough that it launched early, earlier than they wanted to, and that creates a lot of problems. So you could say it sucks right now, and that's fine, but it depends on what you're trying to get out of it and what you're trying to do with it. I would say that, yeah, it might be worth waiting to pay for it, unless you're just really wanting, itching to get your collection in there or something like that right now. But I think eventually, when I look at things like Go Collect, Cover Price, CLZ, if Overstreet Access, and it's a big if they can get their stuff together, having the ability to not have to look at those services and just use one service would be very handy to me. There's definitely some stuff they're talking about that I think sounds really exciting. I don't know. Like I come from software development background. Until a product is finished, it's really hard to say how good it is. Like think of how many video game betas you played where you're like, that sucks. But then you play the real thing, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. They actually got better. But sometimes it still sucks. So it's one of those things it's tough. I wouldn't say right now one way or the other definitively how this is going to go. But I will tell you, I'm a lot more excited about where it could go than I was when I made that original video. And I think there's more potential here than I thought. And I'm also a lot happier to hear that it's not about speculation. It's not about top 20 lists. It's not about, trying to influence the market. And that is what I'm the most excited to see. The editorial content, the examples I was specifically given were that would be things more like, interviews with some of their friends, creators. Todd McFarlane's name was mentioned. Things like that, that might be like exclusive interviews, that kind of stuff. Industry news, I imagine, would play into that quite a bit. Overstreet, their content in their magazine has always been pretty interesting. So it should be exciting. So that's pretty much all I got for the show, guys. Anything you want to talk about, I am more than happy to answer any questions if you want to fire one off. Again, congratulations to Buddy, who was our big winner for the books. I'll be sending those out pretty soon. I'm looking to use it for pricing, and they are definitely off on that by a long shot. Well, again, it depends. Pricing comic books the last couple of years has been not hard. That's not the right way to put it. It's been fluctuating. It's been fluctuating a lot. And so, like, when I price comic books for buying and for selling, I'm checking multiple sources, and one of the biggest sources I'm checking is eBay sold listings. And I will tell you that, like, some of those sites use eBay sold listings, and some of them make big mistakes. Cover Price makes mistakes on eBay sold listings all the time. I do my look backs, and I've seen prices not match. I've seen it like pull in, oh, here's this price for this book, and it's a variant, or it's signed, or it's something that's going to really kind of throw that price out the window and be inaccurate. Now, you could just look at eBay sold listings, and that's something I do pretty regularly. But I do also get the point that there's something to be said for a price. A fair market value for a price, to me, isn't just what it just sold at. I think it's a price over time. It's a 30, 60, 90 kind of day period that you need to look at. You need to take averages of recent sales. If an ASM 300 newsstand sold for $20,000 tomorrow, is $20,000 the price? Like that? No. You need to take context of other sales. Now, when you're talking about rare books, if you're talking about really hard to find, low population books, that skews things quite a bit. When you're talking about mass market, thousands of copies out there, hundreds of thousands of copies out there, it really kind of changes. The booty cover of the week. You're gonna make me dig it out. Well, I'll show you the runner-up, Preston, because I still have it out. Here is the runner-up. Oh, just saw it. And then here is the official booty cover of the week. Comes to us from our friends at dangerouswaters.com, dangerouswaterscomics.com. More speculation than value. So I'm sorry. Probably when you type that, it made sense with what I just said, but out of context, I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that. This is my first live show of yours, and I loved it. Thanks for hosting. Hey, you're welcome, John. Exactly, but that's not an industry standard. What's the industry standard? Because I'll give you a hint. There isn't one. That's actually part of the problem, is there's not an industry standard. There's a perceived standard, probably. But yeah, it depends on exactly what you mean. And it might be a situation where we have different opinions on what that is, which is kind of the point. It's not a standard. I wish it was. I really do. Like, there's a lot of things that I wish were standardized, like real talk. I wish that we could come to agreements on first appearances. I wish we could come to agreements on what is an FMV and what isn't an FMV. Where you get closest are with graded books, generally speaking. But even then, it's graded CGC books versus graded CBCS books, and it's messy. It is very sweet. Absolutely. Like, there's no way that Wonder Man books jump in price for a few weeks then drop off. Yes. So if you're saying that when that happens, I mean, that's speculation. It's a bump in the road. It's a spike versus, like, what is the actual value of the book? I mean, we all know, by the way, like, the real thing is the value is what somebody's willing to pay. And so when you're talking about value there, it's kind of, that's the difference between value and fair market value. Cool. Absolutely. Sorry. It's also really hot in here and I'm getting really tired. So I'm probably gonna let you guys go. I am going to try to have that Whatnot sale. Again, I'm shooting for 11 a.m. I'm just trying to make sure I can do that. I might need to go a little bit earlier. I might need to go late tonight. I am trying to get a Whatnot sale in there, and I really am trying to get it scheduled. I'd love to have a weekly Whatnot show, and have every 2 weeks have a live show. I've got some exciting stuff still planned, still in the works, talks behind the scene. You can also go catch me on Drunken Chat a lot of Fridays as well. I kind of rotate in and out of there. I try to post about it in my Discord when I'm heading on to the show, because it's like a 5-hour show. So like I usually hop on around 10 o'clock or so Pacific time. So that's another place you can catch me. Hopefully I have some wonderful content coming that'll keep you guys interested in enjoying things. If you do want to become a channel member and get a chance to win some of these awesome books, there is a little $ icon down below where you can kind of check that out. Or I think that's the super chat. What is it? It's like a see details or become a join channel. I actually don't know. It's kind of hard to say because I can't become a channel member for myself. What does it say? J-Chuck, I am not a big drinker, so I am often not drunk in Drunken Chat. I might be other things in Drunken Chat often, though. Join. It says join. We did it, everybody. We did it. Can I? See if I can share a link here. Nope. Membership. Should be like a shareable link. Oh, here we go. I think that'll work for you guys. If you're having a hard time finding it, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram too. I just crossed 1,000 followers on Instagram. We're already almost at like 1,050 or so, where you can see some of my hot takes over there. It was pretty fun having Mr. Bolo come in at the end of one of my posts recently and be like, hard disagree. And then we had a wonderful conversation and talked about some things. That was really cool. Hey, what's up, Joe Free? We got Frog Brawler in the house. You guys are catching the end of the show here a little bit, kind of winding down. It's hot here. Hopefully it's the last day where it's hot. It's part of the reason I want to do the auction tomorrow. It's supposed to be a little bit cooler tomorrow. So I'll be able to function a little bit better. I do not do well in the heat. I don't. I really hate it. Can't wait for fall fall weather. Okay, well, hey, I will let you guys go. Last thing is Discord. If you want to talk, Discord's a great place to do it. I'm always down to continue these conversations if you want to ask questions there. We even have a section called No Stupid Questions, where you can just ask whatever you want. And let's see here. Sorry, no dumb questions. You can definitely do that. Just wanted to see if anybody hopped in because I was going to wave at you if you did. Anyways, we're going to get out of here. Hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.